Welcome, everybody. My name is Anthony James, founder and CEO of CloudAssessments.com and LinuxAcademy.com. And today we are going to be joined by three people. First, we have Keith. Say hello, Keith.
Hello. Sorry, my internet's flaking out a little bit, so if I'm pixelated, my apologies.
That's all right. And then we are also going to be joined by Elle. Say hello, Elle.
Hi.
Really exciting, as you guys can tell, that they're from a remote location in Dallas-Fort Worth. We have two office buildings right next to each other. We walk back and forth all the time. We actually, today, we were just talking about it before the live stream started. We just surpassed our 100th full-time staff hire, so that's really cool. And as you can see, we have some remote people. Two of our course authors right here, they're both remote. We love remote. We want to make sure we get the right experts in the right place. So, you know, they're not all in Dallas-Fort Worth, so we do remote. And Keith, how long have you been here, bud?
I started at the end of October of last year.
And so far you've already done, let's see here, you've done Python 2.7, Python 3, which is our highest rated course in terms of student ratings. That's Python 3, and some announcements for today, right? Or am I missing any?
Yep. I should announce my third course today.
Yeah, nice. And Elle, you are a new member of the content team, but you are not new. Well, so I'm going to take that 100% back. You are not a new member of the content team. You are a new course author, though, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a new course author.
Yeah, so very exciting. In fact, you're going to announce today both of these. And Kenny would be joining us today. Kenny had some things come up, so he won't be joining us. So we're announcing 4 things today, 2 of which Elle and Keith both are announcing our highest, 2 of our highest requested courses. So that's going to be really exciting. So real quick, we're still letting some people roll in and join us, so that's really good. So if we haven't, what we're going to do a quick recap of what we launched so far this month. We have reached our halfway point. This is our second to last live stream. Monday we will be live streaming, how many are we launching Monday? Like 8? We are launching 8 courses alone and a load of activities on Monday. So that's going to be our grand finale. We're going to have to let everybody know, get some warnings ahead of time so they know. We'll give away a ton of swag there too. But let's do a quick recap. We had the beginning of this month, a quick office tour. That was ad hoc. Then on Tuesday of that, we did Google Cloud Security Essentials. Then we had Google App Engine Deep Dive. Then AWS IM Deep Dive. Then we launched building a serverless chatbot with AWS Lex. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we launched deploy and manage OpenStack on Ubuntu Pike, followed up by DevOps Essentials, followed by Cloud Assessments Challenges, EFS Storage Solutions, Content and Media Delivery, followed up again by Phil's Challenges. He launched the AWS Security Basics Quest. And this week we have launched Mastering System D, followed up by Cloud Foundry Certified Developer, followed up by Elastic Stack Essentials. Now, do we have a screenshot of all of our content staff right now and or of that screenshot that showed? We'll actually show the recap back, but we have, and there's actually some more on here. I think that we've just added as well. But this is our current content team. We're accompanied by 3 heads of content. We have Stephen Smith, Terry Cox, and Thomas Hazlitt. I'm not even going to go into details on what's going on there. I'm excited about it, though. I got some really cool stuff on that. But we're gonna have some fun today. So real quick, don't forget to hit like on or follow on the YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen starting in the month of, what is next month, May? It's already May. How amazing is that, everybody? But starting in the month of May, I'm going to be live streaming, except for 1 week where I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to be live streaming every Friday, going through doing some live training on some of our hands-on activities. And so you can join in and ask questions, and it's going to be really fun. And we're actually going to do a recap and do some of the things that we've done or launched this quarter or this month. And that's what we're going to be doing the live stream on. So that's going to be really fun. So make sure that you follow me on Twitter, Anthony D. James, or LinkedIn, Anthony D. James, or the YouTube channel, or on Twitch. Make sure that you're following on those things so you're notified of when those start. It's going to be awesome. So I'm going to look at my handy dandy cheat sheet. Real quick, we are accompanied by some of our team. And as always, I want to give them a little bit of credit for what they're doing. And you might notice I even have a table of contents. They try to keep me on track. I don't know if it works out as well as they intended. But we have the fish tank. We have Olivia, Christoph, Winnie, Chaz, and Davis, who are all helping on this live stream. Now, we've been trying to get pretty complex. That's caused some issues, but we're getting there. So what we are going to do, Terry was going to also be joining us today because Elle and Kenny work on Terry's team, but he had to not be here today, and that's okay. We all wish him well and everything that's going on there. So Terry, we miss you and hope to see you again soon. And well, I think maybe we should get into some announcements. What do you think? Oh, can we give away swag first? All right, we'll do. All right, Christoph just grunted at me. Christoph just grunted at me. So we're going to go ahead and do an announcement. So let's do the announcement.
Well, do you want them to introduce themselves?
Yes, so they will when they announce their course. So Keith, which one's first? Is it Keith? Keith, get ready to introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the course that's getting ready to pop up on the screen.
Okay.
Here we go. And we are announcing our first course of the day from course author Keith, Nginx Web Server Deep Dive. Keith Thompson, tell us a little bit about yourself, what this course entails, anything else that you want to say.
So I'm Keith. I'm one of the newer course authors. I guess we have a lot of new course authors, so maybe I'm not that new anymore, but I come from a heavy development background and working with ops, and I was originally going to be a containers-focused person, but Python worked out pretty well, and then Nginx was requested, so I went over to kind of work on that. But this course is kind of there, and I set out with a goal to demystify configuring the web server, because at its core, Nginx isn't super complicated. There are only 3 core kind of tenets that you'll really use with it, being load balancing, reverse proxying, and then using it as a web server. So at this course, we go through how you would accomplish the most common tasks and really how to understand digging deeper into Nginx, whether that's through using documentation or experimenting with things, but going through and knowing how to read Nginx code is probably the biggest hurdle going into this, just so you can understand what's going on. But from there, you can use it to do a lot of different things.
That's really exciting. This was actually our most and highly requested course for the last quarter. It's only recently been surpassed by some other things that we're going to announce. So if you don't know where I'm talking about this at, you should go figure it out. It's on the Linux Academy community where you're able to vote and request content. We have kind of a 5-pronged content strategy. One of those includes making sure that we listen to our community and that we are building what you all want. So Jeremy just joined us. Jeremy, you're asking, what did you miss? You missed everything. We're done. No, I'm just kidding. We announced the Nginx Web Server Deep Dive. We have 3 more announcements, actually. So let's go ahead and dive into Elle's next, I believe. Kenny is next. So Elle, you get a couple more seconds. Not in the hot seat. So here we go. Kenny is not able to join us today, so let's go ahead. Is swag next, or are we giving something? Or we're going to do the announcement? We're going to do the announcement. You're going to make me wait for swag till the end of it, aren't you? I just love giving away swag. They're going to make me wait. All right, so let's go to the next announcement, everybody, and it is source control with Git. Now, since Terry and Kenny were unable to join us today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into Linux Academy and give me just a moment here on this machine I have right next to me that Davis has set up. And I'm just going to show you that course, which I believe, are these 100% public on the site right now? If not, we need to click the publish button. We'll be clicking that publish button right at the end of this launch. And I'm going to pull it up anyway through my secret access that I have. So you just give me 1 second. And while we're doing that, let's announce some swag. Winnie, do you want to come announce some swag giveaways? All right, somebody in the chat that is not spamming chat right now, you're going to win. You're going to win.
Bogdan uses Nginx at work.
Who?
Bogdan?
Bogdan. So it sounds like, is it Bogdan? It's going to type it in there. Who is it, Chaz? That's who we're going to give swag to. Here we go. Who is it? Who do we got? Here we go. All right, and so we have Jeremy saying that Git is so much better than SVN or CVS. Well, of course it is. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and pull it up on the screen, Davis, and we're going to take a look at this kind of walkthrough that we have. I'm live on linuxacademy.com. If you don't know this, we do offer a free 7-day trial, and this gives you access to cloudassessments.com, linuxacademy.com, and scalarcode.com, and all of our new content. Whenever we refresh or launch new content, which we are on so much content this year, we have a 30-plus person content team, going to be amazing. All included 100% as part of your membership. So when we take a look at this, we can just go through, and the goal is we actually worked with our development team to make sure that we were covering all of the right concepts. So we actually have, I think, a 29-person development team led by VP of Engineering, Michelle Gill. And that they actually worked a little bit with us to make sure that we were covering the right things inside of Git for developers and administrators and architects and all of that other good stuff. And as always, we're going to include a little bit of GitLab in there. Now, you are going to use the linuxacademy.com as part of this, the linuxacademy.com cloud servers, which you are able to spin up 6 different cloud servers, and you get full root access to that to follow along. So we believe in hands-on training 100% on Linux Academy, and with that, we want to make sure that you either get interactive diagrams or use, as you're following along these videos, follow along with cloud servers, or are hands-on activities. So, and Keith, I think you've had, so actually, tell me a little bit about your Python 3 course too. I don't know if everybody knows about those, but tell us about your Python 2.7 and Python 3 course and the differences and how they use the cloud servers along with that course.
Yeah, both the courses have roughly the same content, because between Python 2 and Python 3, there weren't a ton of changes, but we wanted to kind of cover those. So the Python 3 course uses Python 3.6 and all the newest features involved in that. But for the entire course, you'll be utilizing the cloud servers just to make sure you can follow along with what I'm doing. And you'll be actually, throughout that, you will build a database backup tool that interacts with Postgres and S3. But a lot of it's just learning the fundamentals of the language and how you can utilize it without learning way too much in the object-oriented space so that it can be useful in a system administration kind of role.
That is awesome, and is one of those good requested courses too. And for those of you talking about the Git control, we actually had another Git course. It was several years old, and so it's going to be removed in favor for this one. And as we know, talk about a little bit of our content strategy. Our goal this quarter, we've kind of rebuilt how we do everything. It's some secret sauce. We got some great tools. We're not going to go into those details. However, our goal is to be able, and we actually can support this, and we'll be finishing it through the end of Q3, which is really awesome, to be able to refresh, rebuild, or add any piece of content within any given 90-day period. And our goal is about there. And so when you look at your membership and the value you get to ask questions, you get these hands-on labs, which are relatively expensive. And all of these things, our mission is here for our students. Our goal is your success. So we have dashboards. We have all of these things that help us make sure that we're building the best possible content to help you achieve your goals. So whether that's passing certifications, that's all of those other things, absolutely quite amazing. So we got a lot of questions going in here, but I think Elle's ready too. Are you ready, Elle? Are you ready for some fun?
Yes.
Let's do this. Let's pull it up on the screen. Winnie, can we do that? We are announcing next the Using Salt for configuration management. And Elle, before I go right to you, I will say that every single live stream show that we've had this month has been hijacked with Using Salt requests. So here we go. Let's give the people what they want. Tell us a little bit about this SaltStack course, Elle.
So in the SaltStack course, it's basically a deep dive, and we start by learning the various Salt components. So we have a background in understanding what each part of Salt does. And then we really sort of delve into it, and we actually have an end state. We work on creating an Apache formula and a PHP formula, as well as working with a MySQL formula, which is the configuration management part of Salt, to essentially create various states that have us end up with a working WordPress installation on 2 different servers, being a web server and a data server. So we try to focus really on practically using SALT to actually achieve various goals in the course.
Awesome, Elle. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And just, I'm going to have you answer one question for me. You have used a lot of SaltStack. You wrote a little, almost kind of a book on it, and you're SaltStack certified, and you're a course author. So derive all of that you will. We probably can guess what Elle is going to launch in July of this year, right, Elle?
Yes, let's just say I used a lot of the notes and the sort of internal book I wrote for studying for the certification in the course I'm working on now.
Yeah, and we love training and certification training, so you just connect some dots and you might guess what will come after this deep dive from Elle. And so real quick, I'm going to answer a few questions in the community, and I'm going to answer those questions. They're asking, where are these courses? Well, we have to hit the public button, and we're going to hit that public button. And if you actually, I could probably go do that here in a second, but we got to hit that public button, and it's got to go through our indexer, and it's all going to show up here probably in the next 30 minutes or so. And the other question is Git and GitLab start to finish the new or old course? That's the old course that is going to be removed in favor of this new one just today. If you are already enrolled in it, you can always still take it. It's just not going to be listed as available to take anymore. And there was another question. Where is it? I saw it. I want to answer it. It was from Gotham. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Let me find it here real quick. And how do I access the DevOps pipeline learning activity launch this month? So if you go into DevOps Essentials right now, it's going to be in there. One of the things that we got ahead of is the content team actually got ahead of our development team a little bit. And so our development team is working on what we call our I forgot what we were calling it, but it's essentially it connects all of our content together in one search engine and recommendation engine and all of that stuff. And it's going to be pushed out with our learning center inside of Cloud Assessments, which will allow you to have a dashboard of all of those kind of great quests. And it's going to be pushed out this quarter. So that is coming, but you can find it inside of DevOps Essentials right now today. So the problem that we have, quite honestly, is that we launched too much content and got ahead of it, which is a good problem to have. And our development team has done a great job on scaling and building up. And over the past year, they've been refactoring our platform to be a microservice-oriented architecture. So we actually have PHP, Rails, Node.js, some Go, and a bunch of APIs and all this great stuff. So we're relaunching a lot of our stuff. We've been quiet and busy for the past 12 months, but we're back. We are back. All right. Oh, Ricardo, thank you so much. Ricardo says, your courses look so great. I appreciate that. Timothy, Container Quest and Cloud Assessment. Yes, sir, it is under development, and it will be, since we are launching, I think, over 150, we are going to one-up. We're going to one-up April, and in July, launch 150. I'll just go ahead and give away a few of them that we're working on, and the Container Quest is in active development, and we're probably just going to make it available as we build those activities. So you will go ahead and probably start seeing that in about 2 weeks show up on Cloud Assessments. Root Platter, you are back. Well, we didn't want you to spoil it until it get away, so we haven't hit the public button yet. Because in all of our other live shows, you were spoiling it. You were looking for the new stuff, so we didn't do it just because of you. No, I'm just kidding. We got to hit the publish button. For those of you who are there again, we got to hit the publish button. We got a lot of questions. We need to get to our giveaways. For those of you who just joined, we launched Git and GitLab, helped designed by a lot of our developers. We launched SaltStack Deep Dive. We launched Nginx Deep Dive. And on Monday, join us. Make sure that you, make sure that you follow YouTube, connect to the Twitch channel, whatever it is. We are doing our grand finale launches for the month. And it's going to be about 25% of all of our launches are going to happen on Monday. Ricardo, really awesome. Could you tell me a little more about the July new courses? No, I can't, because they're secret. Because I want you to be surprised, sir. We've given, if you want to go back and watch some of the live shows for this month, all available on YouTube, we have given, or I have, to to probably way too much information, as I'm told. We've given a ton of clues, and we are getting ready to announce something else as well. I forgot all about it. Christoph didn't let me forget anything else, but he let me forget this. Forget this. It's a surprise. He wasn't grunting at me about this. I don't know what's going on. But we have a lot of stuff. So July, I will say we have a boatload of certification and certification refresh launches. So on Monday, we are launching 2 certification refresh launches as it relates to AWS. In July, you will expect that all certification refreshes for all of our certification content will be done for AWS and a new certification course. So that's what I will say is all 9 will be supported. All 9 will be up to date. So just take that for what it is, because I just gave it all away completely. The other thing for July is we have our new Azure course authors. We just relaunched our internal Azure lab course author integrated development environment, we call it. And they are mid the exam. So we will have all 3 exams covered and launched either on or before July for Azure. So all of that content will be updated and refreshed. So we're really excited about that as well. So a little bit of giveaways. We have a ton of AWS and a ton of DevOps still coming for this coming Monday. But real quick, let's bring Christoph over here to tell us about a Scalar Code launch that even I'm super interested in.
Hey. So yeah, we've got a very exciting Scalar Code launch, especially because it talks about blockchain. But before I dive into talking about what the episode is about, let me back up just a tad so that you know who the guest is, because he's a very special guest. His name is Jack Levin. And Jack Levin was actually a founder of ImageShack. So if you've ever hosted images in the early 2000s, you've probably used ImageShack, and he was the founder of that. Now he's the founder of Nventify, and he's the CEO of that company as well. The other interesting tidbit of information about Jack is he was actually Google's first network engineer. So he's got some interesting stories about that. He covers some of those during the episodes that we have on Scalar Code. I won't give too much away, but they are pretty interesting experiences, as you might imagine. Now, the first episode we had with Jack in 2016 was about his new company called Nventify, and one of the products that they have at Nventify is called Imagizer. Now, the reason that's super interesting is because Imagizer actually lets you process images on the fly in under 25 milliseconds. So if you think about even like a 2 megabyte image or even bigger than that, which oftentimes if you take a picture with a cell phone, that's how big they'll be nowadays. You can take that image and you could process it in any resolution, any size, or anything like that in under 25 milliseconds. So obviously I was intrigued by how that's even possible. We brought him on the show in 2016, and he explains how the technology works and how you can use that. Super interesting. If you want to check that out, go to scalarcode.com/interviews, and you can see that first one. But this new episode here that you're seeing on the screen, or that you saw on the screen, talks about blockchain. Now, what's interesting about this episode is oftentimes when people talk about blockchain, which is a super hot technology right now, they talk about it with cryptocurrency. This episode does not really talk about cryptocurrency. We touch on it just a tad because it's popular, but that's not the focus of this episode. Instead, this new product that they're going to launch is going to let companies outsource work to people like you and I. So we can actually sell our CPU cycles that are unused on all of our computers, and we can just download a piece of software and we can solve tasks for companies and make money while solving those tasks, which is super cool. So it's using that blockchain technology to allow us to do that, which is creating a lot of different opportunities. Now, a couple of use cases of how that works, just because they're interesting, is imagine that you have a company that has terabytes or even petabytes of data. Maybe they have thousands of images, or they have thousands of PDF documents, or whatever it is, and maybe they want to tag those images. So it could be images of people, it could be images of landscapes, whatever it is. You have thousands of images and you want to tag everything that's inside of those images for whatever reason. That could honestly take months of work, even if you spun up hundreds of servers, which could cost thousands and thousands of dollars. So you'd be paying the major cloud providers a lot of money to solve these tasks. Instead, again, using blockchain technology, they'll be able to outsource that work to you and I and our unused CPU cycles, and we can make money from that. So just a very interesting technology that I haven't really seen before. Like I said, a lot of people focus on cryptocurrency, which is great, but blockchain is a lot more than that. And it's not just tied to cryptocurrency. And you can learn about that in this episode. So if you go to scalarcode.com/interviews, it'll be the first episode that pops up. Definitely check it out and let us know what you think. Back to you, Anthony.
Awesome, thanks, Christoph. That's a really exciting, and for everybody that is not aware of this, Scalar Code was founded by Christoph Lempeler, and that was him. And it is now part of the Linux Academy family. And Christoph is our chief product officer, rolling up a lot of stuff under him. And so we've been really, really busy. And what I will say is you are going to start seeing some product launches, more content launches, and we have an entire team now that is dedicated to the quality of these types of items. And so it's really, really exciting. We basically have been spending the past 12 years, holy cow, that's a long time, 12 months building the foundations of this. In January of 2016, we had, what was it? Let's see here. It was 17, this is 18. We had, where was it? It was January of 2016, we had 7 full-time staff members. January of 2017, we had 40. And today, we just surpassed 100. So, building a lot of that to help that work. We've been working internally for a while. You're going to see a lot of amazing things, and we're really, really excited to do that. So thanks, Christoph, for coming on. And really what we should do, and again, if you are new to this stream, we have launched a couple new things. We have launched the Nginx web. Why don't you pull that over, Davis, for me real quick so we can see it. We've launched the Nginx web server deep dive. We launched source control with Git. We've launched using Salt for configuration management and orchestration. And this episode of Scalar Code, how blockchain is helping people sell their unused cycles. And real quick, Davis, what I want to do is have Keith and Elle say hello one more time for the new people that join us, because we are joined with Keith, who is the course author of Python 2.7, Python 3, as well as the Nginx deep dive. Keith, to give you some clues to what he is working on, is really, really interested in Ruby-related recipes and has spent a lot of time working on chef badges recently. So if you think you can guess what he's going to be announcing in July, it's probably given away there. So for those of you who are wanting to have more information on our July launches, I'm giving you lots of clues. Been doing that through the live shows this month. Go back and watch them. But Keith, say hello again.
Hi.
And then let's go with Elle. And Elle has been part of Linux Academy. I believe Elle was our 4th full-time hire back in the day. She has written a SaltStack book. She's SaltStack Salt certified. I know there's a difference here. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but she's super interested in that, and she's focusing on Salt stuff going forward at Linux Academy. So derive that what you will on what you think may be launched in July. But say hello, Elle.
Hi.
And we are very glad to have both of you here. And for those of you on here, these are both new course authors. And I just encourage you, much like we celebrate with you inside the community, celebrate with them. Whether you post in the community, whether you give them a thumbs up on their content, because remember on Linux Academy, you can rate every single piece of content we have. We take that feedback and they spend time looking at it. And in fact, Keith, how much time each week do you spend either answering student questions or looking at that feedback from our thumbs up and thumbs down rating systems?
I probably spend a little bit more time on it than I should. But yeah, it's hours a week going through those things. And you can see the direct, fruits of all that feedback between the Python 2.7 and the Python 3 course, where I did have to change. I did change a lot of how it's presented and ways of explaining things based on all the feedback that I got on the original version of the course.
Absolutely. And at Linux Academy, everything we do is centered around our student requests. We have a lot of teams and enterprises that work with Linux Academy, but at the end of the day, we're most focused on those student success. What are your goals? And so when you request things in this YouTube channel, when you ask for these things, understand that they're going somewhere. Now, really, a lot of the product team, me as well, but whether it's the thumbs up or thumbs down that goes directly to the course authors and the heads of content and these types of things, We are spending all of our time focused on that. So when you request new things, understand our mission is to give it to you. So for example, we have inside of the community, we have somebody asking, Ricardo saying, is there going to be something new with Red Hat stuff? Yes, because you've requested it. We've had people request the RHCA, so understand that is what we are working on. That's our mission. When we add these things, they're all included as part of your membership, your linuxacademy.com membership, which gives you unlimited access to Scalar Code, Linux Academy, and cloud assessments. And here we go. Winnie, let's do some giveaways. What you all are really here for, right? Announcing giveaway winners. Before we do that, yes, be giveaway winners. I just get distracted with comments in the community and I want to answer their questions. Giveaway winners, before I answer questions, is we have Dev Ops 99. So for Anonymity, I don't think we're giving away first names or anything like that. So if that is your username or the name that you submitted to enter with.
That's the name that they provided us.
Oh, so we are doing the names because I think on Monday I said, let's do the names. Well, that is their first and last name. Congratulations, DevOps. You have the coolest first and last name I have ever seen. So congratulations to you. All right, next we got. And then next we got. We're just going to go through them really quick. Next we have, and we will reach out to you in your emails for what you entered. Next we have. Keep going. Keep going, you winners. We will post it. Chaz will post it on there. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Wait a second. Go back. I suspect people aren't putting in their real names. I don't know if that's somebody's real name. But it turns out we train people from Game of Thrones, so that's pretty cool. So questions on I'm going to go through and do some questions. So everybody, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a recap so we can close it out. And then I'm going to answer a lot of your Q&A questions that are going on here. So there's a lot of content questions. There's a lot of availability questions. And we're gonna answer those. So Christoph, would you mind going real quick and inside of our course author IDE hitting publish on those courses? Okay, perfect. So they're going to be published. So here we go. We are going to do a final recap, and then I'm going to spend a lot of time doing Q&A, and I just want to officially close this out. And so here we go. We're going to do a recap of our content launches just this week and this month. Do we have the whole thing? Do we have that whole awesome picture by any chance, that orange PowerPoint? Let's bring that up. Let's bring that one up. Here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, this is why I want you to celebrate with our course authors. Literally the single coolest month in Linux Academy history. We have launched a new practice exam system. We've launched new hands-on labs, but we are launching over 70 learning activities and courses and challenges this month alone. And this is just the start. We are going to be doing 150 plus is our goal for July. This is amazing. So we'll just recap the courses and you can read yourself the hands-on learning activities. But we have Google Cloud Security Essentials, Google App Engine Deep Dive, AWS IM Deep Dive, building a chatbot with Lex, deploy and manage OpenStack on Ubuntu Pike, DevOps Essentials, mastering Systemd, Cloud Foundry Certified Developer, Elastic Stack Essentials, Nginx Web Server Deep Dive, Source Control with Git, using Salt for configuration management. Then we have Quest, AWS Security Basics, and Launched Challenges, which allows you to test your skills in real-world hands-on scenarios using our real-time greater feedback engine, EFS. Let's just all laugh at me there for a second. Back to it so I can see. EFS Storage Solutions, Content and Media Delivery, S3 Security Basics, VPC Network Security, Encryption Basics. We have a lot of stuff, and the final 25% of our launches will be occurring on our grand day, which will be Monday, which we are going to give away so much stuff. We're going to have a long live show. We're going to be bringing people in and out, so be sure to join us on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Is that correct, Winnie? So be sure to join us then. Also, I announced today that I will be live streaming on Fridays, training going through some of these hands-on learning activities and interacting with the students. So if that is something that you want to watch every day in the month of May, I'm going to take that back. Every Friday in the month of May, except for the one that I'm out of town on, then please follow me on Twitter, which is Anthony D. James, and on LinkedIn, which is also Anthony D. James, where I will be sending those updates. We'll be live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. And again, we will post and reach out to the winners.